Thank you for joining tonight. And don't forget to click the link below and join our Facebook page where we'll be
Yes.
posting daily more talk about Housewives of Potomac and all the other housewives. But let's get right into it because I actually enjoyed this episode. This is season 7, episode 14, Potomac Housewife, and it was titled Shake Up and Makeups. So
Mm-hmm.
it started with the whole, I would say, argument or whatever you want to call it with Charisse and Karen. The banging of the tables, the battle of who banged the loudest. Karen's look, okay, before we even get into it, I could not focus on the scene because I was too focused on looking at Karen's wig. Like, really, Karen? Did Karen have a wig line?
I don't know. Is it? I think
What happened to the wig line?
I don't know, but she been looking good. I don't even concentrate. Like she looks like she's aging backwards. Listen, these surgeons be doing a number on them. It make you want to like kind of like go get some Botox or whatever they doing, fillers. I don't know what they're doing.
Now, we might get off topic. Karen from season 1 to now looks better. But if you look at Karen's Instagram, you be like, damn, Karen is doing it. But when they show her confessions, wow. But when they really show you those scenes without the lighting and their makeup might not be on point and their hairstyles are not there to comb their hair straight and, put everything into place. I said, Karen, and I love Karen. I love Miss Grand Dame, but that lip thing she does a lot, but I just could not focus on the hair. And I'm like, okay, fine. They were in Mexico? The heat, the wig was just kind of throwing me off a little. She looked a little kind of crazy. So her and Charisse were going at it, and Karen, again, being an elder, did not hear correctly what Charisse said because she kept thinking Charisse said something about her mother and disrespect her mother. I don't think she did. I didn't think Charisse, and I rewinded it to listen. I don't hear where Charisse disrespected Karen's mom. Where did the disrespect come from?
I think it's the part about bringing up her mother. I think that's what's the trigger for Karen. Like, I don't think it's necessary. And I think also when we get into it, like when Karen finally reveals what she think Charisse did to her, I do think that has a lot to do with her anger. Like, and that's why the mother is a trigger. Like, she think that Charisse was using her mom's death and the funeral for clout. So I'm guessing that as soon as Charisse mentioned her mother, it's like, how dare you? But I do think Karen overreacted, but we can get into that and how they went real deep with it and got almost an explosion happens.
So here you have Wendy and Candace trying to calm Karen down, and she went for 100 and calmed down. I'm like, oh my God, I thought they were going to have to take her to the bathroom. The cat was going to follow her. She's going to cry and get emotional, but she kind of calmed down to where she sat down and explained, like you said, why she's mad. And I had to do some deep thinking. Like, does it make sense why she's mad? Is she really saying she's mad about that? But there's that green-eyed guy. Is that a real reason why she's upset? But she said at the time when Charisse came to her mom's funeral, they weren't in speaking terms. Okay. We don't know why they wasn't speaking terms. Charisse, and again, Giselle in her confessional said she don't think Charisse was looking for clout because she traveled 4 hours to go to this funeral and the cameras wasn't on. But then Karen showed, the producers went back and showed when Charisse was in Candace's wedding, whatever, not her wedding, but whatever, the 1 year anniversary party, and it was telling everybody, oh, I went to Karen's wedding. I was the only one who supported her. So no one else was supporting Karen at the time, which was kind of surprising. Nobody else went to the funeral, but Charisse.
Exactly.
Charisse, like Candace, who think, oh, Karen's like a big sister or whatever.
Yeah, and that says a lot.
Her mother, I mean, Karen Snow is close. They used to show them, like, her mom, wasn't she like on the show one time? They showed her on the show. So I was kind of like, how are you upset that you feel she was using clout coming to your mom's funeral? Now, if I was in bad terms with someone where something happened major and you showed up at my mom's funeral, I would be pissed too. But if we didn't really have that big of a argument or dislike and you showed up, I would be happy that you took the time to even come to my mom's funeral. That showed me that You're trying to mend bridges. You're trying to say you're sorry for whatever we did. And I would be grateful that you even did that. So I don't I still
Mm-hmm.
comprehend what the hell Karen's mad about.
I think she was more so deflecting. Like there's something deeper because it really didn't make sense. And it's like you kind of have to make excuses for Karen in order to make it make sense. And I do think she was deflecting. I don't know if it's the tea that Charisse eventually dropped, and she know like Charisse may know some dirt on her. Like it just seemed like she's deflecting and she does not want Charisse to be a part of the show. Like I'm thinking that maybe she thinks Charisse is like trying to get into her good graces and use her for clout to get on the show. And maybe that's why Karen's been paying her dust. But I do think in Karen's mind, she thinks that Charisse is using her to get back in with the group and get on the show and get her position back. But Karen does not want that under no circumstance that she wants Charisse back on the show.
Correct. And later on in the episode, we'll get more into that. Robin basically says that. So I think Karen thinks, oh, Charisse, if she comes on the show, and you know how the producers are, Charisse probably like, I got some tea about Karen. I know this about Karen. Put me back on the show because I'm going to blow Karen's spot. So the producers know what they're doing. And Karen ain't a dumb woman. She knows exactly what's happening. So that's why now she's trying to find a way why I can't stand this woman. Because if Charisse comes back, what is the issue? She couldn't think of anything but that. But to me, I don't think that's a good enough reason to really be that upset with somebody showing up to your mother's funeral. And
I think she's using it as an excuse.
Posting it online and posting pictures of your mother's casket, posting pictures of you crying. They should like, oh, and I was in the limo with my family. Charisse poked her head in there. And I'm like, but she poked her head and did what? Like, I don't understand. At a moment like that you're so devastated, your parent passed away, I don't think I would have been even focused on who's there, who's not there. I would probably would even remember who was there. So for you to still focus on Charisse being there and her coming in the limo and all this stuff, I'm like, you're doing too much.
But I think she's using it as an excuse. Like, I really don't think that is an issue. That's kind of like if you're just trying to find a reason to be mad at somebody just to kind of kick dirt on them. Like, I really think she doesn't want Charisse on the show because of the dirt that Charisse has on her. Like, I really just think she wants to forget about Charisse and she wants her off the show. And she's trying to think up any excuse to be mad at her. I just think that's what it is because she makes no sense.
I agree. And then Charisse says that Karen has a boyfriend, and everybody was just like, not saying anything. And they showed.
And I believe Charisse. I definitely believe what Charisse is saying.
So with Ray knowing or with Ray not knowing?
I think her and Ray. I think Ray's like not. I don't know. I think they got like a setup going on. Like I don't think Ray is in love with her, and I think he probably can't get it up or something. That's my theory. And I got that Cleo vibe going. I can kind of tell. I can read people well. So,
allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. He might not be able to get it up. And he probably like, listen, babe, do you? I just want to be happy to have the rest of my quality of life good. I don't want you up under me trying to get some, she's at in the other stage of life. I heard that you get like this peak of sex as you get into your 50s and 60s. Like, I don't know.
Mid-40s, 50s and 60s. I didn't know exactly.
What was in their 40s?
No, I thought the peak was like in your mid-40s. Karen's close to 60. Wasn't she in her 60s?
Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I probably got the ages off. I don't know. But I think Karen is like, she wants to be loved. Like, she seems like she's still in love with Ray.
Ray, really useful, yeah.
Yeah, and then Ray just seems like he just wants to be there and just have a companion. I don't think he don't look like some sex maniac. He look like he doesn't even want to take Viagra. Like he just want to just, go on about his life and have a good life playing golf or whatever he does. And he wants Karen to still be happy and still be married and she do her and get her sexual fulfillment somewhere else. That's my theory.
But I don't know. Karen is well known. I don't know how she could hide that. But
she ain't hiding it. Charisse knows.
No, but we don't know. We don't see anything in the tabloids media. We don't see anything with Karen and no man. I mean, she could be very secretive about it. But next episode, the bomb drops because Robin seems to have a picture.
That's what I'm saying. I think there's some truth behind that.
Yeah, there might be some truth.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to think that of Karen. I like Karen. Let's see.
Listen,
So
you only got one life to live. Be happy. If my man can't get it up or something, you think I'm gonna be miserable with him for the rest of my? He's not miserable, but I'm not gonna be miserable if I want to get some and he can't get it up and we can't have sex. No, I'm gonna get it elsewhere and we can still live a happy life.
exactly, as long as he knows and it's open. Hey,
I don't know. Don't get the religious people mad now. The Christians might come for us.
well, too bad. So the next. So then they put it out there that Jacqueline and Mia should kind of talk, but Jacqueline said, I don't really want to talk in front of you ladies. I just met you guys. I rather talk to Mia in private, which I respected. But again, they did it on camera. I figured she meant off camera. She'll talk to her privately. But they did have the conversation on camera when they went into the bedroom, and Jacqueline said, that she felt insulted that Mia mentioned that she sleep with married men, and she felt like she insinuated that it was Gordon. And Mia was like, just own it. So Mia made, to me, it was like two things. Like Jacqueline is sleeping with married men, and one of them could have been Gordon. She never said, well, I didn't mean Gordon. I know you wouldn't sleep with my man. But she said Jacqueline slept with many married men. And Jacqueline was like, oh, like you didn't you meet Gordon when she was married? And Mia, what I liked about she owned it. Yes, I did, but I own it. You're not owning what you did. So Jacqueline, I believe Mia. I think Jacqueline has slept with married men. Whatever, maybe she's sleeping with a married man now. She doesn't want people to know because she thinks that's bad image. I don't know her situation. I don't know if she's married. I don't know if she got a boyfriend. I don't know anything about this woman. But again, Mia did not make it seem like she didn't sleep with Gordon. This was the time.
No, I think Mia did. No, Mia established like I would never sleep. She said that like last week's episode, and she was like, I would not sleep with your husband. I never slept with Gordon.
I know, but Mia, when she went in the room today, this episode, when Jack was like, oh, I felt you were insinuating I slept with Gordon. Mia did not say I wasn't talking about Gordon. Mia didn't say anything about, well, why would I know you didn't see my man. Why would I wasn't talking about my man. She's like, Mia didn't say anything where I led me to believe she wasn't insinuating Gordon and other men, other married men. If I had an argument with someone and I said that and they thought it was I met my husband, I'm like, bitch, please, I ain't talking about my man. I know you ain't dumb enough to see my husband.
Well, no, that's different though. They swinging, they doing foursomes, threesomes, like.
Exactly. So that's what made me think that when Mia said, oh, you see, but keep your legs close to married men, Nini's line, she meant you. I know you slept with my man because we had a threesome or whatever crap went on. Plus, I know you slept with other married men. That's how I feel.
I don't believe Mia though. I don't believe Mia. I don't.
I believe Mia. Why
would you believe? First of all, the way she said it and the way Mia's reaction was when she said, I would never sleep with your husband. To me, that told me, okay.
Jacqueline said that.
I'm sorry, Jack. I'm getting the names mixed up. I meant to say when Mia said that to Jacqueline, Jacqueline's immediate response was tears, crying, hysterical, and saying, I would never sleep with your husband. Because that got to be the only married man. If I'm sleeping with many married men and then you say, keep your legs closed to married men, I'm not going to know who you're talking about. Jacqueline immediately zeroed in on Mia's husband. So that's what I'm saying. If you sleep with many married men, I'm not going to know which man. I'm going to just start defending myself. Like, what? I have my legs closed. I'm not sleeping with no married men. But Jacqueline automatically thought that Mia was talking about her own husband. So that's what I'm saying. That's why, to me, I don't believe that she's sleeping with Gordon, and I don't think she's sleeping around at all. I believe that Mia...
I think Mia's telling the truth.
No, I believe that Mia just pulled that out of her. Like, she was so upset, and she just wanted to have a fake fight. That was manufactured fake beef.
Comment below. Do you think Mia lied about Jacqueline sleeping with married men, or you think Jacqueline sleep with married men? And if she is, who cares? Like, the whole thing of Jacqueline's okay. Like, you don't, boo-boo, you don't really have a reputation. You don't really have anything. Nobody really knows who you are at this point. If that is the case or not the case, I don't know. How bad would your reputation be ruined? Did she say you slept with married men?
No, but I don't think it's about, Jacqueline is more so defending herself. This wasn't something that she brought up and like kind of tried to make a story out of. It's Mia that's trying to make a story out of it for herself. And Jacqueline just wasn't a part of it. She pulled Jacqueline in on his fake storyline and his fake beef. So now, of course, I don't care if we not on the show. If we outside in front of strangers and somebody accused me of sleeping with a married man or sleeping with a man, I'm still going buck wild on somebody. Let them know what? I'm not sleeping with no married man. So to me, I think Jacqueline was in her right to defend herself against
Correct.
Mia's manufactured beef.
So you don't think Jacqueline sleep with married men?
No, I think she
sleep
lied.
with married men. I think she sleep with married men. I don't know about Gordon, but I think the girl sleep with married men. First of all, for Gordon to help her buy that Porsche and help her with whatever else,
I don't believe it.
I think she just signed it. I think that girl sleep with married men. That's my take. Allegedly, she sleep with married men. So,
no. You're not going to be that hysterical.
Do you think Jacqueline sleep with married men? Do you think Mia's telling the truth? What's going on? I don't know Jacqueline should sleep with married men. Allegedly, my thoughts are she is. That's my thoughts.
Now, that was fake beef.
Ashley went and, I don't know. Ashley's annoying. I really don't like her. She needs to go. She's on the beach doing something about her coochie. And
that was
they were there doing some yoga coochie mess. Moving right along. I don't know why they even put that on there. I didn't really care about seeing it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
See the women that they were very confident. They all look great in their bathing suits. I like to see women of a particular age.
That was dumb. I wouldn't have partook in that. I would have been
like, can everybody else just enjoy my drink by the pool? I'm not doing nothing with my coochie.
That's it. Exactly.
But I did like that. I do like when they show them going away that these women embrace their curves. They're, around our age group. They're okay with showing their bodies on camera because the camera may not show your flattering parts. And they all look good. They all look good. So I like that. Even Karen being the older one in the group, she still, decides to wear a bathing suit and show her goods. So of course, Karen and Candace is sitting by the pool. Nothing worth talking about. They were just all about what happened. The night before with Charisse, and Karen again plays stupid. Oh, I don't remember slamming the table. Then they go back and show her slamming the damn table. So nothing worth talking about here. So now they have the bus ride, and Karen asks Robin about, when you're gonna get married, and Robin responds, none of your business. At this point, why do you even question Robin? Like, why is this such a big thing when it comes to Robin, her getting married? Who gave a damn? Nobody cares.
No, no, I would never what? I would dig into that. If I'm on the show,
they're giving her too much importance. I wouldn't even care.
No,
why? If I'm on the show, because Robin getting married to that one guy, like, who cares? That's giving her too much time.
No, that's a juicy time. No, we all want to listen. That's in a lot of groups.
I don't give a damn.
No, people want to know because that's like people are calling him her roommate. Like, they think it's so weird that they're not married. They think she's lying about the marriage. She's not inviting any of her family members. To me, that's a fishy story, and I would delve into that. And I would want to know why. Not even just for her, for myself. That's juiciness. And I will be the one to extract that tea. You got to listen, when you're on these shows, you got to extract tea, bring the tea. Okay, you gotta brew the tea. You gotta do all of this stuff while you're on the show to get the checks rolling in. And I'm gonna be that one to make sure we get our checks and keep it coming. I'm gonna extract that tea.
To me, Robin is not that interesting. Maybe because I don't like Robin. She's not that interesting that I would care to give her that camera time to ask about her wedding.
No, that's why you should care. No, because she's lying. So I want to get it out of her, and then I want her to get frustrated. I want me and her to start fighting too. Like, you got a problem with me asking you? Oh, really? And then that's when the explosion comes in. She's gonna get mad. Me and her gonna go at it. It's gonna cause some friction, some drama.
Karen's gonna do that next episode.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, if you're gonna just ask her that, that's pointless. You need, like you said, bring it up I know Juan's cheating or what happened. You don't want to do it because of the whatever. You can't just ask her about it. It doesn't make any sense. Like, when is the wedding? Mind your business. That was it.
That's what I'm saying. They're not doing it right.
In the confessional. Yeah.
They're not doing it right. I would be the one to be stirring it. Like, y'all getting married on the same day as your brother-in-law? Are you serious? Like, that's just selfish. Like, I wouldn't start. That's what I'm saying. They I don't know if it's the editors or what's going on. I don't think it's the editors because they're not really bringing good drama. I just feel like they let a lot of stuff drag on too long than it needs to be. Like that's something that I think is new drama that it should be delved into. Her going to Jamaica to get married when her brother-in-law the same day as her brother-in-law.
The day
Why is nobody
after.
speaking about that?
The
Day
day
after
after her
same
brother-in-law.
vacation, like that's crazy. I can't imagine me getting married. I'm bringing a lot of people out to come to my wedding day, and I would want the whole week, days, however long it's gonna be, to be about me and my wedding day, my special day, and she's having a wedding the same time, the same
The
vacation.
day after, but she said nobody's gonna know, which to me makes no damn sense. Who's her brother-in-law, meaning her sister's husband or her husband's brother?
I
Because
think it's her husband's brother. She
okay,
got a sister?
meaning if that's her husband's brother, Owan doesn't have family. He doesn't have. Do you remember his parents passed away? I think that was one of his.
Oh, he's the only child?
No, I think his parents passed away or something. Because you remember earlier in the season, I think it was like season 1, Robin said that her family took him in because he didn't have either his parents are dead or they're not good parents. One or the
But what
other.
they got to do with the brothers? This is his brothers get married.
What I'm trying to say is that if his brothers get married, there should be family at the wedding. Juan's family. Meaning, wouldn't those same family attend their weddings the next day? Like, how are you not inviting your family, your parents, your mother, your father, but you're going to your brother-in-law's wedding who's going to have family there?
But it's the same thing.
Husband, her brother. So, but then you're going to have a secret wedding and not tell anybody. And not even the people that's there in the brother-in-law's wedding.
But that's what I'm saying. How can you avoid it? Some people from that wedding has to go. Like, even if it is her sister, the sister, or, the brother, whoever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Somebody from that wedding is going to still have to. I would think they would still, or I would be offended. I would be offended all across the board. I'm offended that you're doing it the same vacation as my wedding. And not only that, I'm not invited to your wedding and I'm there having my own wedding. Like, to me, it's a double-edged sword. Like, you really trying to, I don't know what you're trying to do, but it's not right.
You're dumb enough to say it on TV and I'm watching like, bitch, you having a wedding after my wedding?
But I think it already passed.
Well, now they know. She decided to do that and never told them anything. And we don't know, like in her social media page, it's like probably kept a secret. We probably won't know until after when the reunion airs that she got married or not. So I don't like Robin. I don't like that storyline. Just who cares?
No, I think I think they should have talked about it.
I ain't give a damn. So next day went to some place, threw themselves in what the hell is that called? A Santaye?
Wait, I put the pronunciation.
Santaye, whatever.
Cenote. Okay.
Oh, Cenote, I spelled it wrong.
I'm very from the suburbs.
I know how to spell it to Google what the hell that was. It looked like a big lake or pond to me. Whatever they was, they threw themselves in.
You have to have some etiquette, to know these places.
I don't know what the hell she
was just joking.
About. It just looked like water that they were throwing themselves in that I know if I was there I would not be going in. That's
yeah.
So that part was boring. I really didn't care about that. They all decide to go and eat. Was it me? Because I like to watch when they eat the food. The food looked like a plate of blob. Like
I didn't watch the food.
I watch the food when they eat it. And I was like, ugh. But that was my opinion again. So Karen starts to not stir up or anything, but she asks Candace how she's with Ashley. And Candace made a good valid point.
Oh, I love Candace. Candace is really showing a mature side of her. I just want to say that and give her credit. Yeah, kudos to her. I love her whole demeanor, like the way how calm she is. I'm like, girl, that's the way you do it.
I like Candace. I never really particularly liked her. She was just there. I don't know if I liked her. Did it? I like her this season. This season, I have to say I like Candace. There's a first time I'll be saying this. I liked her this season. I liked her response to
loved it. Ashley. And it was genuine.
She mentioned that, you've been in a toxic relationship and, being in a relationship like that, she understands. And she said, I wish you the best that you're not in this type of relationship again because you had trust issues before. And Ashley received the well because of the way that Candace said it to her. She didn't come rah-rah Candace. She basically told her how she felt. But what I also liked, which a lot of women probably won't like, is she said, and I know my man. I like
Yes,
that she said that.
I like that too. I
Oh,
definitely.
you did? Because I thought about you when she said
I
that.
know.
I was like, oh, baby Johnson, oh, man, you never know what a man is going to do. She don't know her man. Because when she said it, I was like, yes, I know my man.
Yeah, no, I do think you do have to have secure. I wouldn't have 100% security and no man because I just don't. You still don't know 100% fine. But when it comes to like stupid stuff like that, like oh my man is smiling and his elbow touched mine, that's not worth coming to me for. You telling me about how my man smiled in your face. If you telling me my man was in your hotel room and stuff like that, then that's worthy of me approaching my man and finding out what the F happened and what's going on. But you telling me something about, oh, my man smiled in your face, that's not something worth bringing a chick.
Elbows. Remember, it was an elbow.
Yeah, the elbow and the smile. Because you remember the other one was the smile. Oh, Eddie was smiling. So you
Right.
come into, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not things to be, that's when I would be a Candace and be calm. But you see with the hotel with Giselle, Candace wasn't calm because that is something to explore. Like that is worthy of exploring when you telling me my man was in your hotel room, almost like flirting with you. But with the other stuff, touching elbows, smiling, to me, no, I know my man, and that's not even worthy of bringing a bitch in my face for me to talk to. No, you get paid dust. So I
Especially
love
when it's a
Candace.
Muppet.
Yes, exactly.
So I also like that Ashley was honest. And she's basically said she's still harboring feelings with about what the situation of her and Candace back a few years ago when Ashley had a miscarriage. And Candace basically, didn't take it serious and felt that Ashley was probably lying, or even at one point made it seem like Ashley played a part of the miscarriage because she was always drinking. So
Yeah.
I like that Ashley took ownership of that. That yeah, I did kind of try to dig at you a little because I am kind of still holding some resentment
Yeah.
towards you. So she was
And she
honest.
admitted,
She admitted I still wouldn't trust her. I don't think Candace fully trusts her. They
I
kind of let,
wouldn't either.
and then when he jumped in with her little Mr. Phil moment, oh, I think you guys, if you want to move on, we hang out when we haven't hang out together. We have such a great
Yeah.
time. Let us just leave everything in the past and move on. I wouldn't be able to move on. I would never trust Ashley. I wouldn't be her friend.
I wouldn't either, but I do think in any relationship or friendships that you have, especially when you're in a friend group, it would take baby steps and you would have to like prove to me. Like sometimes it may take years, but yeah, of course I'm not going to be friends overnight, but I don't know what steps Ashley is prepared to take for me to gain that trust back. Like that's what she would need to do for Candace. Don't be bringing no bullshit to me, talking about my man's in your DM when he's trying to invite you to his place of business to bring business to it. Like, don't bring fake like stuff to me. So that's the part that I think Ashley needs to prove to Candace. And I just love the way Candace like reacted to it. And Ashley took accountability. And then she not only took accountability, she admitted that her relationship did have toxic elements. And she admitted, because usually she's all having Michael's side, her creepy husband, no matter what anyone says, she still will 100% have that creeps back. And I like this time, it was like, yeah, my relationship was toxic. You're right. You're right. And I love that part of Ashley taking ownership of it. But I do think there's work ahead of them for her to prove to Candace that she is trustworthy.
I wouldn't trust her. So the next scene was Charisse. So she said when her dad died, Candace sent her one-line text. So she's trying to say, well, when your mom died, I came to the funeral. You just sent me a one-line text. Now, Karen posted on Instagram a whole long text that she sent to Charisse, even asking for the address to send flowers. So Charisse was lying. Karen did not send her one text. Karen sent her a whole paragraph.
Yeah, but that wasn't like in comparison. Like I'm coming to a funeral of your mom, and then you talking about, to me that's nothing. I would say the same thing. Like you sent me like a bullshit text. Like I'm at your mom's funeral personally, and you talking about some little text you sent me. I would consider that like I would pay that dust too. That's nothing.
Well, she said she sent her a one-liner. It wasn't a one-liner.
Same
But
thing.
again, I don't know where their relationship was at that
Same
point.
thing. Okay, you send me a text saying, "Oh, my condolences. God will be with you," and I hope she like that's a general like blah text that I would send to like a stranger.
A
So to
coworker.
me, yeah, something like that, like a stranger. So to me, it's like I wouldn't consider that like some heartfelt text. You wasn't there physically like Charisse was. So
I
no,
agree.
that
But
gets nothing.
again, Karen had her own because she said when Sharice came to her mother's funeral, they weren't talking terms. So Karen already in her head was thinking like, I'm not feeling this chick. So if your her dad passed away, Karen's not thinking about being there for her. Karen's just thinking like, let me send out a text out of just, let me just do it because
Yeah,
I don't
but
really feel like
if
I
you
can
can,
do
yeah,
it.
but you should though. That's something that you should think about. If your mom, if someone's mom passes away, and a person is there for them, and then their mother passes away, to me, I know what it. I would know what it. I should know what it feels like, and know like, listen, I want to give back to her what she gave to me in my time of need and when my time of loss. So that's what I'm saying. I just think it should have been like a give back moment for Charisse on Karen's part. Not a lame text. That's nothing. I would be offended too if
Well, we
I was
don't know if she would
Charisse.
have went because she said dad died during COVID. Did they have a funeral?
Whatever they had, a lame ass text to me when I was physically at her
Yeah, at least a
mother's
phone call.
funeral. Huh?
Even a phone call.
That's what I'm saying. Something like a lame text, some general text to me. Like I said, I consider that something a stranger would do, coworker, associate, not somebody that I came to their mom's funeral. Like I would have sent a bouquet. You could go to the florist and send flowers to the house. Do something that is a kind gesture, even if you're not physically there. I would have done something. That's the type of person that I am. I never forget when people are there for me. So I would have did something, even if I couldn't appear. Something, and a text ain't it. I would have wrote that off
I
too.
just think it's kind of. I mean, I would have felt type of way. Like none of the other cast members went, but Charisse
And
and
she's mad at
Giselle.
Charisse.
Giselle didn't even go. Candace, of all people, who's always talking about how much she loves Karen, didn't go. I would have felt type of way towards them. How the hell Charisse
Exactly.
go and they didn't go?
And that's what I'm saying. To me, it seems like she got a like a something about Charisse that's like aside from the funeral and this other fluff that she's trying to feed us. I believe it's something else because why isn't she mad at Giselle and anyone else who didn't come to her mom's funeral? The person that came to your mom's funeral, you mad at? That's crazy.
So that was it. Okay, so now the dinner scene is when Ashley asks Robin about the wedding, and then Winnie asks her when it is, and this is when Robin tells everybody that I definitely don't want a wedding, and then she don't know what she wants, and then of course she said, "Oh, I don't want the traditional wedding." That part, blah, because this is what she tells everybody she's gonna have a wedding after her brother-in-law's wedding. I was not interested in anything Robin had to say.
I just think they letting a good storyline go. Because that to me, why did nobody say, first of all, why doesn't Giselle, her BFF, say anything about not being invited? She's cool with the
Giselle
kids.
probably knows the truth.
Listen, even if I know the truth, even if you we BFFs, we gonna go home and I'm gonna just be like, listen, girl, we gotta, do something about the storyline. I might say something like, well, I might be a little upset that you're not inviting me. Even if I know something, they need to bring something to this storyline. They gotta do something. I just think they letting a good storyline go. Even if Giselle does know some background information, bring it to us and show us a little bit that you heard that you're not going, your family's not going, you're actually going to the brother-in-law's wedding and then you having your own. To me, why would nobody say anything that's like, the etiquette and that's like disrespectful? Why is no one talking about that?
No one said anything. Again, I think no one cares, is as interested. I agree. I
Mm-hmm.
would not say anything like, oh, next topic on, happening. What's going on? Wendy, what's going on with you? I would not
Yeah.
care. So Giselle, decided to go back to the discussion of Karen and Charisse. And she said Charisse is the only thing she knows Charisse of is honest and amazing. I didn't think she felt that way about Charisse. And if there's going to be a queen, it would be Charisse. I'm like, well, damn, she feels very highly of Charisse. And Karen's like, well, If it involves me, stop. And then all hell breaks loose again with Karen. And here goes Robin jumping in and basically going at Karen. But I was really surprised that Giselle said all those stuff about Charisse.
That Giselle said, like, kind of having her back.
No, how wonderful and amazing Charisse is.
I believe that. I just wanted to read Joanne Brennan's text thing in the chat. No general text is somebody who lost their mother because it shows a lack of respect and a lack of caring, especially if we're friends. That's exactly my point when I was saying that Karen should have did better. So I would pay that just too if somebody sent me a text if someone passed away. But getting back to Giselle, I do agree with Giselle and Robin. I would have Charisse. First of all, if someone treated one of my friends like Karen treated her and you're not showing no appreciation and she showed up to your mom's funeral and you trying to dig up these excuses, I absolutely, and especially if I got a problem with that person, I would really have that person, the other person's back, like Giselle and Robin did for Charisse. And I think the part about Charisse and them giving Charisse the respect, I do think it's due because Charisse is the one who put that show together, brought those women together. So yeah, they should roll out the red carpet and kiss the ring of Charisse and let her know, she is the Grand Dame. We getting paid because of Charisse. You're here because of Charisse, and you better respect her while I'm here in my presence. So I did like how they spoke up, and they should have.
So with bringing them together, Candace made it clear that Charisse didn't bring her in. And Charisse said, well, thank God that you were sitting on our table and you were a recommendation.
And that's exactly what they spoke about on Carlos King. That is what happened. They thought that Karen was Charisse's friend, and that's why they did call Karen.
Oh, so wait, Charisse brought in Robin and Giselle. Who else did she bring in? She was mutual friends. Not Karen. She brought in Giselle and Robin because her and Robin friends. She introduced her to Giselle.
Yeah.
Who else did she bring in? To be part of the show.
Well, Karen
Did they initially go to Charisse? They went to Charisse to do this Potomac show.
Yeah, Charisse was the one. I think they first came to Charisse, and then Charisse was basically like, I
know this girl. She's going to be good.
Yeah, I know this girl. And then that's when she said about the old drunk lady referring to Karen. They thought she knew Karen because she was sitting at the table. And then they was like, we're going to call Karen in and your friend, because she was sitting at the table with Charisse. Whatever. They was at some kind of banquet or fundraiser or something. Okay. And Charisse had a table there and Karen sat at her table. So I guess whoever the producers were, whoever it was, realized that she was at the table, and then they met, they met Karen somewhere else. So then they asked Charisse about it, that's your friend. We're gonna think about, we want to interview her for the show. And then that's when Charisse says, I don't really know her, but I do know a little of her. I know her as the old drunk lady. So that's how she said. So it was because they did refer back to Charisse, and Charisse kind of greenlit it.
And the crazy part is they made it seem like they knew each other. Because if you watch season 1, they didn't act like they knew each other. They kept showing pictures of Charisse, Giselle, and Karen. They knew each other.
I think they ran in some circles, but I don't think they was friends. I think they ran in the same circles though.
Correct. But season 1 and the other seasons, they made it seem like they were friends.
Again, I think that's what they do with the Housewives. When I listen to Carlos King and some of the producers, they say they don't like to bring people in cold. They like to kind of bring them in as a friend of, even if they're not really friends. They got to attach them to somebody to make them fit in to the group. But a lot of times they don't really be knowing each other well.
Yeah, or maybe have them meet off camera and get to know each other a little bit and bring them in. So Charisse mentioned that Karen was in rehab in Florida. I don't know how. I believe Charisse.
That what?
That Karen was in rehab, and she knows because they have mutual friends that was in Florida and went out to Florida when Karen was in rehab and partied. I believe Charisse.
Absolutely,
Karen
I do.
Some sort of rehab.
Karen was looking pissed, Like it was like I believe Charisse. That's not something she pulled out of like thin air. I believe there is like truth to that, and I yes, absolutely.
So I believe that. So now we go into Candace mentioned. So it was the whole big thing about apologizing on the table. Someone apologized to everyone on the table. I think it was Karen. Oh, she apologized to everybody for her behavior,
Except for Charisse.
which everyone got upset about that. And Candace jumped in and said it was a trigger for her because Mia said at the group chat, apologized to everyone for her behavior with Wendy, but didn't apologize to Wendy. So now I went from Candace and Robin, from Karen and Robin, and I jumped to Wendy and Mia. And Mia said she's not ready to apologize to Wendy. And Wendy put her on the spot. Like, you can't even be a friend to this person for known for 30 years.
I like that part too. She definitely put that on Front Street and let you know, like, you're not even a good person. Like, so you apologizing to me, I'm not expecting much more from you, you nasty bitch. That's basically what she was saying.
These looks, and I don't know, because it went from that and to Mia from Wendy saying that Mia is going around telling people, she said Gordon is gay. I said, oh, what happened here? So that was a whole big thing too. Oh, you said my husband's gay. I think Mia's deflecting. First
Absolutely.
Of all, if you in a threesome, this is my opinion now, don't come in after me. If you in a threesome, 2 men and a female, in my mind, those 2 men have to be somewhat bisexual.
No, first of all, I don't think because I think I don't think that they had 2 men though. I think a lot of, and Mia clarified that.
Hello, there's a lot of swords there. Saying ain't right.
But with that, that's a whole different topic. But as far as Mia, I don't believe that they even had 2 men in there. I think it's mostly.
I don't believe so either.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I don't think there's any relevance to that he's gay or they have 2 men. Because even if she was swinging and she was getting trains ran on her with other men, I don't think Mia's doing that. I think her swinging situation is usually with 2 women and swapping with like women and the lesbian action going on. I don't think other men be there. But I don't think it's gay though if 2 men are banging out a chick. I think that's just like, banging out a chick. Like, I don't think it's like, I mean, I've never done it, but I'm just saying, I've known
I don't know. I gotta know the whole scene. Yeah, in the bed together, naked, things.
You making it like a romantic situation. I don't think it'd be like romance and involved like with like slow music and they like just like patting each other and foreplay. I think they just ramming the chick out. Like, I don't think it's like some kind of like,
Okay, we'll get off topic. What straight man want to see another man naked in the bed with?
But I don't think they'd be paying attention to them. I don't think it's about the man. I think they focused on that one woman.
Well,
and it's about the woman. It's not about the men. It's not about having the man and for their entertainment for the men. It's about the one. What if I wanted like a threesome with 2 men? Like, what does that mean that, okay, the 2 men I'm picking are gay? No, just do what I want and that's it.
I don't know if any straight men are watching this, but I don't know. Again, this is me, Barra. I don't know any straight men that I know that's going to be in bed or wherever they are. And I'm thinking it's happening in bed. It's happening in bed with another man and having sex with the same woman.
But you making it seem, you making a romantic, you can't think of it like a romantic, like they in bed.
It's not romantic, but just the fact that you're there, like, the juices are going into each other. Whatever. I don't know. The penises are flapping around each other.
Listen, I don't think it's that. Well, so what if the woman, I know we get on topic, but what if the woman is like, giving a blowjob, but he's going and he's like doing it from the back and they doing doggy and then she's giving a blowjob. Their penises are not touching. There's 2 different actions going on. They're separate and apart.
You're still there. You're still seeing it, you're still witnessing it, you're still seeing the guy.
It's about the woman, it's not about the man. It's not about the men doing each other. It's about the woman getting fulfilled.
I just think to me, there might be some bisexual tendencies.
You got to have an open mind, girl.
Whoo, child, I don't think I'm that open yet. That to me, that I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying I would have to question if the man is fully straight. That is my opinion. Yes, two. Okay, Joanne says yes. Two men and a female is suspect. I read many years ago. Some men use the woman as a buffer because they really want to be with a man, but don't want the gay type. Thank you, Joanne. This is just my opinion. This is just my opinion. Don't come at
But
me.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Y'all thinking about it like the man is calling for it and saying, listen, hey, John, come over. I want to bang this Becky.
No. But I know if you know two straight men, put it this way. Let's go and let's talk about African American men because these are the people I know. You got two straight African American men. Straight. You want to be a freak. You call one. Yo, Tyrone, come through. I want you to do this. Yo, Jerome, come through. Come do this. Two of them. You think both of them are, yeah, you got. First of all, these men are going to be like, oh, hell no.
But see, that's what I'm saying. You thinking about it on a one track like way. It's not like that. That's not the way it goes though. Sometimes it goes like maybe what, like I said, what if my fantasy was to have two men? That has nothing to do with what they want. Exactly. What if I want to get banged out by two men?
Want to do it. The two men are gonna have to want to do it.
And then it don't be happening like you thinking like they calling each other up, they making a plan for it. Sometimes they may just be together, they having some drinks, some cocktails, and it just pops off. And that's what it is. Nobody be planning situations. And
thank you, Joanne. They are suspect to me. That's me.
Y'all gotta have an open mind.
You are a suspect. If there's any straight men out there that did this, I need to know because to me, it's suspect. It's suspect. Sorry.
It's not an organized type of thing. It don't be organized. What you do is it pops off after you drinking.
The fact that you're there naked, you're witnessing, you're there, it's suspect. To me, that's it. And if I knew it was with a man and I
don't judge,
I'd be looking side eye like, excuse me, suspect.
I don't judge in that type of situation. And that, like, if it was two men, if the man called it up and he's calling up Jerome and saying, "Listen, Jerome."
No, that's there. Well, that's
now that is like if you're trying to call up suspect. No, that would be suspect if he's calling up homeboy and bringing homeboy over with one girl. But say if it pops off and they just having some drinks and it pops off in the middle of the night, to me that's just like, listen.
Pop off suspect. Ladies, help me out here. Are you team Melissa with this or team Farrah? Suspect question marks. I need to find out a little bit more about.
I know people gonna judge and be like, "Oh, I'm getting trains run on me and stuff." Because they gonna start with the assumptions. But no, my thing is I don't judge. I have an open mind, and I see like people that,
I ain't saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I would think this is suspect.
No, but I say I have an open mind. Like, I don't see nothing wrong that if you together in a group and you just listen, you only live once. People want to have fun. They don't want to think about.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do. But to me, it's still suspect. There's nothing wrong for me to say I would have to look at that man and say, I would have to. There's nothing that's going to make me think, okay, this man's 100% straight. I'm going to have to question. There's going to be a question mark over this man's head. Now, I'm not going to say, oh my God, what he's doing is wrong. What she's doing is wrong. That's what they want to do. But in my head, I'm looking at him like, I don't know about you. You are questionable. It would be a big question mark.
I don't think so. I can see.
Right along. All right, ladies.
Yeah, I don't believe so.
On that. So now,
you only live once.
Do what you want to do. Spread your legs wide to anybody. That's what you choose to do to your body. Where are we now? Wendy, now I lost count. So now Mia and Wendy are going at it. Now I forgot where I was. I'm thinking about this whole scene.
That's when they was like basically like Mia's trying to give an excuse as to why she's not going to apologize to Wendy because Wendy accused her husband of being gay, which she didn't. But like what Mia might be thinking about, like how you thinking about it, like you trying to say my man is suspect because he's doing threesomes with men. But Mia's basically like we never had a man in the room. We usually just do women.
Correct. So Mia decides to give her a lame. Okay, well I'm sorry, which I don't think Wendy should accept it, and which I don't think Wendy did accept. She did say sorry, but it was so lame that I don't think anyone even noticed she said it.
And then the way she dismissed her when Wendy originally apologized to her and how dismissive Mia was to her, I wouldn't even want the apology at this point.
So Wendy calls Mia a gutter ass bitch. She's right. That's what she is. And I think Wendy had, She just called her that. I'm still wondering, is Wendy and John Hopkins, because is she still a professor?
Who knows? But I think we would have heard about it if she got fired.
I thought she probably didn't do anymore. So, Wendy was kind of antagonizing her a little bit, kind of saying stuff. It kind of reminded me of high school. But,
Absolutely.
Mia deserves to be treated that way. When, Wendy was like, oh, she keeps my name in her mouth. She's jealous of my life and stuff like that. And you could tell me it was getting under Mia's skin. But she did the right thing and she basically walked away.
I do think in that moment, like, it goes back to what Robin was saying about Wendy when they first originally had the fight and Mia threw the water in Wendy's face, that Wendy was being very antagonistic. Like, in that moment, it was almost like she wanted to get bopped in the head again with a purse or water splash in her face. It was almost like she wanted like a reaction. And Mia's not like good with words. So I do like that. That's one thing about Wendy. She read her down. But it comes to a point where if you know someone's not saying anything back, do the read, and then it's time to end it. But when you keep going on and they walking away and you just like won't let up, now it's looking like you're trying to antagonize them to bop you in the head. And I just think Wendy was doing that.
She was antagonizing Mia at this point because Mia was walking away. She kept calm. She didn't say anything. But I think at this point, I don't know if Mia maybe wanted Mia to kind of go at her. This time she could be like, well, I could really go at. Because I'm telling you, like, you know what? The first time I really didn't do anything to you, but this time, let me antagonize, because when you hit me, I'm going to tear you apart. So Wendy was kind of like egging Mia on to kind of say something and have another altercation. But Mia did walk away this time.
Which was good. I did like that. But I just wish Mia would kind of like read her down too. I would have came up with all kind of stuff. Huh?
She can't really, at the levels they both are, what the hell is she going to read Wendy about? Really, be honest. What the hell?
First of all, I believe that Wendy is insecure about, like, she got surgeries done, even though Mia got
her clip done.
Okay, yeah, but still, Wendy is very like protective of her husband. With me, the way I fight.
What would you say? Same thing with Mia. Mia's protective about going.
Okay, first of all, I would take notes. If somebody's coming at me the way Wendy was coming at her, as far as like, first of all, Mia couldn't fight back with her before. She splashed the water in her face. She wasn't able to articulate in a way. She had a tantrum. But the next time, if that was me and I threw a tantrum and I couldn't articulate my words, I would have had prepared reads ready, okay, to shoot off. And the reads I would have done, I would have took note that Wendy is very sensitive about the cheating rumors about her husband. Now, me...
She cares. I don't think that would have been a good read.
Yes, that would have. The way she came at Giselle, and she won't let up off of Giselle and Robin, or for them even bringing it on the show.
Last season.
I know, but it was. But Giselle and Robin really never reacted the way Wendy went off on Giselle. Giselle never really came at. She kind of she told Giselle she don't got a man, she don't got a life, she don't got nobody to love her.
That was one of the second best reads on.
And
Housewives.
That's what I'm saying. And Giselle said nothing. But
what
ever
Giselle say? Hey, no, she was saying the girl when he told the truth. When he told Giselle that when somebody tell you the truth from top to bottom, there's nothing you can say. It's the truth.
But her anger came from the rumors that were rumors in the newspaper. That's why I would have brought out the rumors, and then I would have dug deeper. This is what I'm saying. When you find a weak spot with somebody and they coming at you and you know they got a little weak spot, you gotta escalate it and exacerbate it. And that's where I think they're going wrong, when they don't know how to read Wendy. She's very protective of the husband, the rumors. She wanted to put a lid on it. She did not want to bring that on the show. It was allegations, obviously, and she didn't want Giselle to talk about it. And she went off on Giselle for even bringing it up last season. To me, I would have went back. I would have read the rumors. I would have brought more light. I would have shined a brighter light on it, like how she didn't want to before. If I was Mia, I would have brought that out. And I just think Mia had a lot to like go on off of that.
Yeah, but you got to think Mia is more insecure than Wendy. Okay, that's one thing. There's a lot of stuff they could say about Mia. that she's insecure about. There's a whole lot. Wendy could go deep and go back to her childhood.
Yeah, but
Wendy
I
could go
think,
by creative
yeah,
face.
but Mia's not even trying to. And I think, listen, Wendy got her body done around the same time that the cheating allegations was like flaring up.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. I just think like they gotta be, and I don't even know like the juiciness or the gossip that goes on in Potomac. It's little things I'm saying, and I don't even know Wendy like that. So I can't imagine if a chick went at me that I actually know that's on the show. I would have did my homework on her, and I would have been prepared for the next time, and I would have gave the viewers a show to watch, and the ratings would have soared.
Mia. I don't think Mia don't have it. I think
Yeah, that's what I'm
who can
saying.
probably go to toe with Wendy if they did have conflict would be Candace. I don't think
Yeah.
any of them could go toe to toe with Wendy. Robin tried, and Robin is a big fail. Because
Yeah.
Wendy, regardless, has her stuff together. She has a husband who loves her. He has a good job, whatever. She's a professor. She's well educated. She looks good. Surgery or not, it's good surgery.
Still, you got it done when there was cheating allegations going on. You tried to compete with the women he's cheating with.
The man was with her. It was never proven. There ain't no pictures, ain't no proof. It was a rumor.
It don't matter. Listen,
and
it was out
knows
there.
How to hold herself together. She knows how to hold herself together. So, and she is a professor. She uses words. So she would tear them up and down all around.
And that's what I'm saying. But I just think even with Robin, Giselle, Mia, like I just think they are intimidated. Whereas when Wendy does, antagonize and read them down, like it's just a shame that they don't even give a little bit, even just a little bit that I'm saying, like just give us a little bit of a read back to Wendy instead of throwing water in her face and bopping her in the head. Like I just need a little bit of fight in you that you're articulating something instead of like a tantrum or like flight. You're not even fighting, it's flighting.
But nowadays, these reads, you got to be very mindful of what you say. Because all of a sudden you'll be cancel culture. They'll come after you. Because we could talk about Wendy's bald head. We could go in deep, talk about, like they talk about Mia's big feet.
Yeah.
We could talk about Mia's crater face. We could talk about her butt job that don't even look good to me. But they will go at her. But again, this is talking about body shame. You got all these people on social media that's going to come after you. So, especially when Wendy's position, sometimes you got to be very mindful of how you read something, because when you're angry, you might say stuff like, oh, shoot, I never should have said that. She could be like, look, that's when you didn't have a family. Like with Jacqueline thing, how she blew that up into proportion. So a lot of times when we're reading each other, having an argument with a female, there's no cameras. We can see the deepest, most hurtful thing. Nobody cares. But when you're on TV, you got to be very mindful, because if somebody says something really mean to you, you're going to go for the jugular.
I am. I would.
Kids. You might even go at the kids. You don't see every cross-eyed, ugly-looking kids you got.
Yeah, like, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, Lord, that's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You're done. But you have to think of the read. Like you said, be prepared.
That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of Karen reads. That's what I'm saying. I think a lot of those reads that they do are prepared. I think what Karen says a lot of times, some of these reads they're going back doing some homework. And that's what you got to do, especially if you're not as articulate and as educated as Wendy and a Candace. You need to go home and prepare a read.
Yeah, I agree, because you might end up saying something that basically ends your livelihood, which would be this show. So that was the end of this episode. They did show next episode. It looks like it's juicy with Robin. Karen spilled the tea that Robin seems like Juan has another woman. I believe Karen. And Robin has a picture of Karen with some man, some green-eyed man, which you said is a white man, but black people got green eyes too. So
they said blue. Didn't they say blue?
Oh, it's blue, whatever. Black people got blue eyes too. So we don't know if black or white, but we'll wait and see. So that was it for this episode. It was good.
Yes. But next episode, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like to see, when somebody is coming with the tea, the evidence, without having to splash water, bop you in the head. I like to see a great articulation of a tea extraction.
So do I. And I just want to know, where did Robin get that picture? Why we didn't see it? We have never seen this picture on social media. Where did Robin get it from?
Not yet. We'll find out.
So thank you for watching our video. Don't forget to click on the link below and follow our YouTube channel. Please continue to like, subscribe, and watch our videos, and stay tuned for us to watch us when we post our next video for the
And
next.
also join our Facebook group, our Facebook chat, our Facebook page.
Instagram.
We're gonna put the links down below.
Yes. Bye.
Toodles.